All right. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Oh, I hope everybody's doing great. Typical situation over here. Technical difficulties per usual, but I think everything is okay. So I'm just kind of double checking stuff on my end over here, just to see. Again, per usual, I feel like every time I am streaming, there's some sort of issue going on, but hey, we just do with it what we can, I guess. It is big game day, everybody. So that is exciting, I'm sure, for all football fans out there, obviously. Um, okay, I think everything's fine. All right. Seriously, I'm like, one day everything's gonna be fine. But all right, we made it. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate you always, whether you're stopping by now, later, whenever. I appreciate you. Hope everybody has been doing great for the last couple of weeks here. Vikings fans, are we over our mourning the season? Hopefully. It's already all right, there's always next year for Vikings fans anyway, and pretty much for every other NFL team besides Kansas City and Philadelphia. We're going to be squaring off today in New Orleans, Louisiana, and scheduled kickoff about 5:30 p.m. So, per usual, I'm going to be pulling up the astrology chart of the game. I'm going to break it down and then I'm going to make my prediction. This is my fourth Super Bowl prediction. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, thanks everybody again for stopping by. Appreciate you. And I just want to get to the comments here too before I pull up the chart. And I'm sure we'll talk a little Minnesota Vikings stuff and maybe some Timberwolves stuff too, because they're kind of on a little bit of a run over here. But I just want to acknowledge too, Clean Music Lover, I saw your comment about your prediction about if the game starts past, I think it was 5:40 p.m., that you have Kansas City winning. So, all right, we'll have to put a pin in that, of course. Hi, Ryan. Always good to see you. Yeah, I'm having a good Sunday so far. It's been really busy so far, and it's not even noon. All right, over here, Central Time, but that's okay. Doing all the things. But yeah, I'm doing well. Ryan says, my thoughts are the football fan in me wants to see Kansas City. And I just refuse to say their team name too, because I just like, it's offensive to me and I don't like it. So, I mean, everybody, you do what you want to do, but that's why I never say it anyway. So the football fan and Ryan, you want to see Kansas City win, but you won't be mad if Saquon Barkley runs right through Kansas City. Yeah, that'd be fun too. And me personally, when I do the astrology, I have to stay objective, of course, when I do the predictions. But me personally, I would love to see both teams just not win. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, there's history with both. And but if push came to shove and I did have to pick one team, and this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, I have been over Prince Patrick for quite some time, and Kansas City, kind of over them. We get it, you're good, whatever, over you. So if push came to shove and I had to pick, I would be picking Philadelphia today, as much as that pains me as a Vikings fan to say that. But again, if I had to choose, and if it were up to me, both teams would lose. So, but that's not going to happen. So, let's enjoy the last meaningful game for 6 months. This is very true, Ryan. So we can all just enjoy it, just have some fun, eat your snacks, do your thing, and yeah, for Kansas City fans and Philadelphia fans, I hope you get the outcome that you want. All right. So Ryan, don't forget to put in for Minnesota Vikings fan after the squad show part of the show. What do you mean, Ryan? What do you mean? To talk about some Viking stuff? We definitely can do that. Hey, William, how you doing? Good luck to your squad today. Good luck. All right, best of luck. This is really, it's got to be so exciting to actually root for a team that's in the big one. All right, Ryan, I was over it after the Commanders beat the snot out of the Lions in Detroit. That was crazy. I mean, shoot, I really thought that Detroit was going to go like all the way. I was rooting for them, cheering for them. I was kind of disappointed that they lost, but I mean, what's his face? Why can't I remember his name right now? Somebody will tell me. Jaden, what's his name? The quarterback for Washington now, the rookie quarterback. People, you'll help me out, but I think he's doing really, really well. Yep, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I do have to put the chart for local time, and I double checked, and I'll double check again, but pretty sure New Orleans is in the Central Time. So I do Central. I live in Central Time Zone, and I have to put the chart as the exact time of the game in the location that it's being played. I'm just gonna look again. Pretty sure. Yeah, so they're in the Central Time Zone too. But yeah, for those of you on the East Coast, it's gonna be 6:30, and then what is the West Coast? Then would that be 4:30? Are they an hour behind right now, or 2 hours behind? Well, we know a bunch of times, and people in the UK and across the globe, shoot, people in Australia are gonna be watching tomorrow on Monday. I'm pretty sure. Hitting you. You want Kansas City to win. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, Jaden Daniels. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, he's doing really well this last year. He was very impressive for Washington. So that was cool to watch. Ryan, look back on your comments, the one you read after I put the name in the show. Oh, okay. Is this the name of your show? Minnesota Vikings fan after the squad show? Is that what it is, Ryan? Just put it in again. I'm sorry that I maybe missed it. I thought I got it. Yeah. Jaden Daniels. Thanks, peeps. I appreciate that. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. I was going to say Mick Daniels. Okay. But two. All right. So on to the game today, and the astrology of it all. So since I last streamed, I have been doing at least like one game prediction a week. I did some of the NFL games, and then as of late, obviously, because we're waiting for the big one today, I've been doing astrology charts for some NBA games, mainly Timberwolves games. And since my last stream, when I've done all the predictions now, I actually have been reading the charts opposite than what I have been doing for the last, however many years here. And I wanted to see if reading them, giving the planetary rulership just kind of opposite, I guess. I'll kind of explain a little bit more, would get me more accurate results, especially more accurate when it comes to the point spread. And I gotta say, and I don't know if it's just NBA games, the charts are more beneficial to be read the other way that I was reading them before, or if it's going to go all across the board. We'll see today, because I am going to do, I did read the chart today with opposite rulership for the teams, and I'm going to do the prediction reading the chart in the different way that I have been doing the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be my first big game prediction reading the chart this way, as opposed to the three previous ones that I've done. And so far, my record for Super Bowl predictions, reading the charts the other way, I'm 2 for 3. So we'll see what happens today. But yeah, I'm gonna test it out. And I even did the chart, last night for the Timberwolves game. Timberwolves were hosting the Portland Trailblazers last night, and I did run the chart for them. And I had Minnesota winning. I did have Minnesota winning in a close one, only the Timberwolves by like 1 point. And they ended up winning, kind of coming back and beating Portland 114-98. So they won by 16 points. But I did find that point spread within the planets themselves that were kind of taking part in last night's chart for the Timberwolves. If we have time and people are interested, I can share the chart because I still have it pulled up on my computer. But anyway, so that's just a little something different that I'm going to try today with the big game prediction. Again, going to just read the chart, kind of, lack of better words, opposite than what I have been doing for the last couple of years. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah. All right. Well, what do you got? West Coast is 3 hours behind. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's hard to remember all the times. The football guy, how are you? Yes, I have seen your videos. You're really putting a lot of those out, and you're putting in a lot of time and effort. Yeah, so kudos to you. Definitely subscribed if you want to put your channel in the chat. We could try it again. I don't know what happened last time, but definitely we can share it too. If you're not subscribed, definitely go subscribe there. The official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Vikings fans. Okay, Ryan, you officially have a channel. Please put it in there. I want to subscribe to it. Or, if you don't want to put it in there, message me on Twitter or something. I want to follow and support for sure and check it out. Saquon Barkley and Cooper DeJean, I don't know if I'm saying that right, of the Eagles are both celebrating birthdays today. That's wild. Okay. All right. Interesting that they're selling. I didn't look. I looked at the game chart, and then I did actually pull up the chart, or what I could find astrologically speaking, for Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Neither of them have a birth time available online that I could find. So I was just kind of looking up their placements. I don't know, like the houses and things for those two. But both of them have some interesting astrology just for today, too, because astrologically speaking, this is a very, very important day, too, because there's a Mercury Cazimi today. It's actually happening, I believe, like right now for a couple more hours this afternoon. And a Cazimi is when a planet is within 17 minutes of the sun. So it's called in the heart of the sun. So that's, yeah, like when Venus or today it's Mercury, there's a Mercury Cazimi. So Mercury is in the heart of the sun. It's really good for starting something new, or if you've been working on something, putting all of your time and energy into that, especially if it has to do with your core values and if it has to do with something regarding communication, any form of communication, like a car, a job, an email, writing a book, writing a letter, reaching out to somebody, whatever it is. It's a really good time this afternoon to utilize that. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more when I share the chart, because another interesting thing is both Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we're all affected by the Cazimi, but they're two kind of like the power players today in regards to the big game. Patrick Mahomes is a Virgo. His sun sign is in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury Cazimi today. Again, Mercury is in the heart of the sun. And Jalen Hurts, his sun sign is in Leo. And Leo is ruled by the sun. So how is that going to work out? And yeah, I'll get into it a little bit more, kind of just what I found when I do share the chart. But happy Mercury Cazimi Day. I think we're going to have, I want to say 6 Kazimis this year. I can't remember quite exactly, but anyway. And then we do also have a full moon on the 12th coming up here in a couple of days. So Mercury Cazimi, followed by the full moon. Full moons are completions of things. So if we can put all of that together. All right. But anyway, so I'm going to get back to the comments here, and then I'm going to share the chart. Marsha, I'm so tired of Kansas City winning every year. I totally agree with you. I'm ready for a new team, for a change. I am right there with you. I think I've been hearing too that a lot of people are like Kansas City fatigued out. I'm definitely one of those people. And, we get it. They're good and everything. And I don't know, like Patrick Mahomes too, just his personality and stuff, it just bothers me a little bit. And the thing that just really got my goat was during the playoffs when he was faking sliding. I mean, that irritated me. It irritated me. I didn't like it. All right. Anyway, Marsha, thanks for your comment. Thanks for joining us. Ryan, it's not my channel, just part of the show. Oh, right on. Okay. It consists of Tony Bell, the second coolest Peterson. I am related to Eric and his wife, Meg, or as we call her, Quality Control. I love it. Very nice. Cool. Yeah, but send it over. I will ask them and see if I can put it in the chat. Not sure how you do that. Yeah, if you just put the YouTube link, the main like IRL or whatever in the chat, it should work. It should. I know the football guy we were having problems with that before, but Texas, how you doing? I predict the coin flip landing heads and the Kansas City receiving the opening kickoff. Okay. All right. Let's put a pin in that too. We'll put a star in that. All right. William, Jalen Hurts. Yep. Exactly. Yep. And another interesting thing too was Jalen, when I was looking at their charts, or what I could find from their charts, was Jalen Hurts was born on a Friday. Fridays are ruled by Venus. And lo and behold, Patrick Mahomes was born on a Sunday, ruled by the sun. So interesting there. But yeah, those are the birthdays for both of them. Jalen Hurts is 26. Patrick Mahomes is 29. So both of them Patrick Mahomes is going through his Saturn return right now. That's approximately ages to 27 to about 32. It can be like, you know, it can be a rough time for people, but if you've been doing the work and putting the effort in, Saturn will reward you. So interesting little thing to note there. And Jalen Hurts is going to be starting his, you know, he's just at the very beginning of his first Saturn return. So, you know, Saturn can be delays, blockages. It's karmic, you know, too. So all of that to note. All right. But yeah, I am going to share the chart here for the game today. And I do have the chart set for just 5:30. Normally it's, you know, probably not going to start right at 5:30. Maybe more like 5:40-ish. So we'll just have to remember that. But I read the chart as 5:30, so we'll just go with it. But I'm going to share, and I'm going to share what I found when I was looking at it. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let me find it here too. I'm going to find it. Thanks, Ryan. The official Purple Skull Squad show. Okay. Purple Skull Squad show. Let me try to find it here. Oh, nice. Okay. Is it the one with an exclamation point at the end too, Ryan? Is that what it is? Let's see. Thank you for joining our new official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Vikings. Okay. Yeah. I'll put it in here. I think this is it. Thank you, Ryan. Oh, it's on Facebook? I saw that. That's your YouTube channel though, right? I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I will subscribe to your YouTube channel. So I just subscribed. Very good. Or you're on the channel. It's not your channel, but I think this is it. All right. Good deal. Congrats. That's exciting. Woohoo. But yeah, and anybody too, if you're wanting to put, as far as like with the Mercury Cazimi happening today, anything that has to do with like communication. And since I don't know what Mercury rules for everybody personally, just yeah, anything to do with communication, writing, you know, maybe doing your taxes for somebody, you know, getting that out of the way and completed ahead of time. Like I said, writing a letter, text message, phone call, email, maybe car tune up, buying. Today would be a really good afternoon for buying a new car as well too, if anybody's trying to do that. Something of that nature. Anyway, all right. Very good. Okay. I can't wait. Oh, Soda 612, good to see you. I can't wait for Eagles versus Swift in the refs. That's funny. And honestly, it's probably accurate too, which is, I mean, I forget. I think it must have been, was it, I don't remember which playoff game it was with Kansas City. I think it was the one where, you know, little Prince Patrick was faking sliding there. It just was like, could it be more obvious that they are giving this game away? My God. So that's another reason too, just like personally, I'm sick of them, but I'm going to share the chart. We're going to do the prediction. And again, I have to stay as objective as possible. Okay. When I read this, I already told you all what I think personally. If they could both lose, that would be great. But you know, since they can't, and again, if push came to shove, me personally, I would choose Philadelphia, even though, again, as a Vikings fan, it pains me to say that. Okay. But all right. So here's the chart for today's game. Again, I have it set for 5:30 Central in New Orleans. Both these teams squaring off. Again, it's probably going to be like more like 5:40, 5:45. And we can look ahead here too. I can put it ahead, like, you know, here's 10 minutes ahead. This is about 5:40. And then even 5:50. So, I mean, there is some changes, but I don't think it'll be that late. But again, I'm just going to read it for 5:30 and we're going to go from there. So thanks again, everybody, for joining. So too, I just want to preface with, this is my fourth Super Bowl prediction, but I am reading the chart in a different way that I have done the last three Super Bowl big game predictions that I have done. And like I was saying earlier, I've been testing it out, reading charts in a different way for the last couple of weeks here, trying to see if it's going to give me a more accurate reading. And of course, when it comes to the winner or the loser, and specifically the point spread, I'm really, really trying to zero in on the point spread, because it's one thing to pick the winner or the loser with astrology, but then getting the point spread in there is like an extra, like, okay, how are we figuring that out? So for today, this is the chart. And normally, what I had been doing was having the home team be represented by house number 1 and the away team being represented by house number 7. However, again, I'm doing a flip flop here. So that's the opposite way that I'm reading now. So I'm going to talk about the planets that rule each team today. And then I'm going to mention and talk about the moon, because the moon is the co-ruler of every single chart. And then I'm going to look at each team's what's called their 5th house and their 10th house. The 5th house is the house of games and entertainment and recreation. And then the 10th house is how you show out, or how you are on a public stage, rather, your career and reputation on a more public level. So getting into it here. Now, for this game today, Philadelphia is considered the home team and Kansas City is considered the away team. So home team, again, the way I'm rating it now, testing it out for this year's prediction. Philadelphia is going to be represented by the sign of Aquarius. And how long do you do this before the game? I'll just answer this too quick before I get into it. Like, how long do I do the predictions, or how long do I look at the chart? How long I look at the chart? I pulled this chart up yesterday, and I've been kind of intermittently looking at it here or there. But when I'm streaming, like if I were doing this before I would stream the game, I'm not live streaming the big game tonight. I usually dedicate to maybe a half hour or so, but depending on the chart, I maybe look at it at an hour, something like that. So I hope that answers your question. I hope. All right. So, like I said, Aquarius is going to be representative of the Eagles today. And funny enough, the Mercury Cazimi, again, that's when Mercury is in the heart of the sun. If you look, the sun is at 21 degrees of Aquarius, and Mercury is also at 21 degrees of Aquarius at the start of this game. And this Cazimi is happening in the Philadelphia Eagles' first house of their physical body and themselves. And then for Kansas City, they are represented by the sign of Leo. Again, how I'm reading the chart too. And it's still just a little bit because I've just been reading the charts differently for so long that I'm still just trying to okay, here we go. So Kansas City, they're represented by Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. So again, the sun is a big part of the Cazimi today. And the sun is going to be a representative of Kansas City. And then, like I said, we're going to look at the moon. The moon is at 20 degrees of Cancer at the start of this game today. The moon rules the zodiac sign of Cancer, so that's also very powerful just in itself. And when I was looking up Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts astrology, what I did find was none other than Patrick Mahomes himself. He also has his moon sign in Cancer, so that's a dominant placement. Jalen Hurts, I forget where his moon is. Let me go check it out because I have the chart right over here. Jalen Hurts has his moon in Aquarius. His moon is at 10 degrees of Aquarius, so it missed the Cazimi. But anyway, so another thing too that I was talking about a little earlier, and that I'm going to break down a little bit more here, is the Cazimi is again happening today. Mercury Cazimi, and Patrick Mahomes is a Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So this game already has the potential to make Patrick Mahomes an even bigger star and put him down in history as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, even more so than he already is celebrated by that. He's trying to go for what they're calling the three-peat or whatever. That is a huge historical moment that no quarterback or no team has ever done before. And he's the leader of that team, and it's also happening on the Mercury Cazimi day. Again, Mercury is plays a huge role in Patrick Mahomes because he's a Virgo ruled by Mercury. So I just can't look past that. And not to mention that Kansas City, astrologically speaking, is ruled by the sun. The sun and Mercury are right on top of each other here. Kansas City is right in the Philadelphia Eagles' first house of their physical body themselves. And not to mention, Mercury rules for Kansas City today. Mercury rules Kansas City's second house of their income and their money. And Mercury also rules Kansas City's 11th house of, basically, for lack of better term, I mean, simply put, wishes being granted. It's a very beneficial house, the 11th. It rules other things, but the fact that Kansas City themselves are right on top of Mercury in Philadelphia's first house of their physical body, with Mercury, the ruler of their second house of income, and Kansas City's 11th house of wishes coming true, too. I cannot look past that. That is very, very potent energy. And not to mention for Kansas City, their fifth house of games is lands in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the greater benefic planet, and Jupiter is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Jupiter's what's called Lord is Mercury. Again, the Mercury Cazimi. This could be a huge, important, beneficial day for, obviously, Kansas City and for Patrick Mahomes personally. I mean, it's right there. Also, not to mention that Andy Reid is a Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So that in itself is just, it's huge. And Jupiter, again, the ruler of Kansas City's fifth house of games, is in Kansas City's 10th house of how they show out to the public. Jupiter tends to just magnify and amplify anything that it touches too. So that's something to remember here. And then on to the Eagles, because for Jalen Hurts, looking at his astrology personally, again, he's a Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun. So also this could be a huge game for him too, just personally, taking down Kansas City, this team that has been this dynasty that's going for the three-peat. I mean, that could be a huge thing for Jalen Hurts too, with his own Mercury Cazimi experience. Now, for Philadelphia, them being ruled by Aquarius today, Aquarius traditionally is ruled by the planet Saturn, and its modern day ruler is Uranus. So they have kind of dual rulership today. Now, Saturn is at 18 degrees of Pisces, and it's making this good thick blue line here. That's good communication. So Saturn is communicating really, really nicely with the moon. That is good for Philadelphia. I like that for them. And for Philadelphia, their fifth house of games is ruled by none other than Mercury. So Mercury is playing a big part today, not only, of course, because of the Cazimi, but just with the game itself. So, all right, McPhilly, let me just get to your comment here. None of that matters if game starts before 6:40 p.m. Eastern. The sun is conjunct with seventh house, meaning game is in the hands of the underdog and the Eagles win. Hey, I appreciate your insight there for sure. And I don't know, too, if you just joined in, but this is my fourth Super Bowl prediction that I've done, and I'm actually reading the chart opposite than I normally do. So I'm trying that out this year to see what happens. Normally, if I was reading the chart in the other way that I used to, it would be the Leo representing the Eagles and Saturn and Aquarius representing Kansas City. So yeah. And like to your comment, McPhilly, the Sun and Mercury are conjunct in the 7th house of Aquarius, which, as I'm reading this chart, it's going to be Philadelphia's first house. And I'll just put the chart forward by 10 minutes. So you're talking about 6:40 Eastern time. And I have to set the chart for the city that the game is being played in. So that would be 5:40 p.m. Central time. Then these two planets, the Sun and Mercury, are exactly conjunct in the Eagles' first house in Kansas City's 7th house of open enemies. So yeah, it depends how you're reading the chart. But yeah, that's awesome insight. I really appreciate that. We'll see what happens. And me personally, I would love to see the Eagles win, but I got to stay objective here. So anyway, I don't understand any of this astrology. Don't really like it or need it. Hey, that's cool. To each their own, man. You don't have to stay. But if it starts after 6:40 p.m. Eastern, then the favorite should win. Sun moves out of the 7th, right? So that would be, yeah, if we move it, I think like around 42, 43. If the game starts at 5:44, 5:45 p.m., then yeah, you can see the Sun and Mercury moving out of the first house. Again, the Mercury Cazimi happening today, very, very potent, very, very powerful energy. That would then move into the 12th house of hidden enemies. So yeah, the timing is very, very important with astrology. I mean, it is so important. And, that's happened before too. When you do early predictions of things, you have to just go with like what the time is slated for. And, you can kind of cruise around and look at how things change too with the timing. And that's why timing is ever so important in astrology. Oh, no, it's all good. I just live in the Central Time. I live in Central Time and the game's being played in Central Time. So that's just why I'm saying Central. Like, you can say Eastern. I don't care. Yeah, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Of course. Yeah, I love the extra astrological insight too. I love it. And it's just really interesting too. I'm just really, like, for me personally, I'm interested to see how reading the chart and giving rulership in the opposite way turns out for this game, especially because it's NFL. I've been doing, for the last couple of weeks, I've been giving the home team as the ruler of the 7th house, and then the away team, the ruler of the 1st house. And for the last, like, however many years that I've been doing predictions, I've always done it the other way. And that just was what worked for me. But, might as well try something new. Again, too, perfect for me for the Mercury Cazimi day, too, just trying a little something new and seeing how it goes. So, yeah, but the fact, too, that the Mercury Cazimi is happening today, and we have a full moon in a couple of days, too. The parade is usually, usually a couple of days after the win. So if you think about, too, with Kansas City going for this three-peat, really making history, Patrick Mahomes, Virgo, heavily impacted by the Mercury Cazimi today. And then the full moon on the 12th, that could be parade day, a huge completion, especially what could be for Kansas City. Not to take away from Philadelphia, too, because, again, like I was saying, Jalen Hurts being a Leo, the Cazimi, the sun is a huge part of that. And it could be a huge thing for Philadelphia, for the Eagles, for Jalen Hurts to put a stop to Kansas City from winning this huge thing and making this like extra huge historical moment. And it's interesting too, if you think about stopping, because the Eagles are ruled today, as I'm reading this chart, how I'm reading it, they're ruled by Saturn and Uranus. And Saturn puts up delays and blockages too. So could that be the secret kind of recipe also? And one other thing that I found interesting was the Eagles head coach. He's a Gemini, and Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. So it's like a huge momentous moment for all of these people. All right. And back to the Eagles here. Again, they're co-ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Their 5th house of games is ruled by Mercury. Their 10th house of how they show out to the public is actually ruled by Scorpio. So that is co-rulers Mars and Pluto. So Saturn, again, the Eagles, 18 degrees of Pisces, making nice communication with Mars at 18 degrees of Cancer. Mars doesn't feel good in the sign of Cancer, but he's been there for a while. That bodes well. Mars can be a little bit of a meanie, but Mars is also in Philadelphia's 5th house of games, making nice communication with Saturn, the Eagles, again. And then if we look at Uranus, the co-ruler of the Eagles, Uranus is at 23 degrees of Taurus, very, very near a fixed star called Algol. Algol is kind of a wicked star. It's known as kind of like losing one's head. So Uranus, again, the co-ruler of the Eagles, is right near that fixed star. So let's pay attention to that. If anybody from Philadelphia kind of loses their head today, maybe loses their cool in a little bit of a way. And Uranus is, there's a red line here. Uranus, again, the co-ruler of the Eagles today, is squaring this red line, squaring Mercury and the Sun. Mercury, again, rules the Eagles' 5th house of their game, so I don't like that for them. But the Eagles do get a little bit of a relief and some help from the moon, who is at 20 degrees of Cancer, making a little thin blue line here, what's also known as a sextile in astrology, so that is beneficial. So I do think that the Eagles are going to definitely show out today. I think that they are going to be prepared. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good game. Another thing too, I just find funny is that for Kansas City, they have Jupiter and Uranus in their 10th house of how they show out to the public today. So Jupiter, a lot of like maybe celebrity Kansas City fans in the stands today, because again, Jupiter just can blow up pretty much anything it touches. The 10th house has to do with the public image. The 10th house also being ruled by Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is making good harmony with Jupiter. And there might be maybe a little bit of like unexpected celebrity appearance, or maybe somebody we're not expecting to be a Kansas City fan. I also heard that Donald Trump is going to be at the game today too. So that's a little bit more of, not every single, person in office or president goes to the big games. So anyway, I'm going to come back to the chat here. The other thing I want to note from the Frawley book, I've read that book too. Very good. I have this one. And then did you read the sports? I have this one that I really like, John Frawley. And then I haven't read the complete version, but I think he also did sports astrology too. And I have read that as well. Not the whole thing, but is the moon on this chart is 150 degrees? Yes, quincux. Yep, or in conjunct to the 7th, which can be positive to the underdog, I think. Normally, how I've read, or how I was like, I'm self-taught, but the books that I was reading and stuff is when you're looking at like predictive astrology and it's a yes or no, for the most part, usually quincunxes or inconjuncts or the 150 degrees means a no, or it can mean more time is needed. That's what I've picked up from inconjuncts, but we got Super Bowl stream on NFLGTV.com. Well, thank you for the little chat there. I appreciate that. Hey, Clean Music Lover, how's it going? I saw your comment from earlier today, too. This game is very time sensitive. Yeah, I know, right? I saw that your comment. I did make mention of that at the beginning of the stream today, that, you said if the kickoff is after 5:40-25, then Kansas City will win. I'm interested to know with how you came to that conclusion for yourself. For For me, again, I am reading this chart the opposite way that I have read every other Super Bowl chart or big game chart. And this, again, this is my fourth one. So we'll see if that's a help or of a hindrance to me. But I'm flipping the rulership. So seventh house is now home team. First house is now away team. So for years, I've been doing it the other way. So again, we'll just see if it's more beneficial. But another thing too that I did want to make mention of is I was already kind of talking about this, but just in my nerd notes here. So Patrick Mahomes, again, he's a Virgo, or his sun sign is in Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Again, there's a Mercury Kazemi today. Mercury also rules our hands. And the Kazemi is very potent energy, like big things can happen during the Kazemi. And so going for 3 titles in a row, that could literally make extra history today. And he has the ability to do that literally with his hands. It like lies in his hands. And again, Mercury rules the hands, Mercury Kazemi today. So I just find that I just cannot look past that at all. And yeah, so I just also wanted to make mention of that too. But like Clean Music Lover said, it's so time sensitive. So again, I'm looking at the chart at 5:30. We can push it ahead about 10 minutes and take a look at that. But yeah, I hope it's a good game, and I hope it's entertaining for everybody. And I hope people get the outcome that they want. Eric, how you doing? Yes, from New Mexico. Skull. Even though they're not playing today, we can always still talk about the Vikings, of course. But yes, thanks, Eric, for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day too, and may the best team win. Hey, Raymond, how you doing? I am doing well. Hope you are doing well also. You think the Eagles win this game? Very good. Big offensive line and Saquon Barkley and a great defense. And yeah, like William pointed out today too, Saquon Barkley has a birthday today. That's also just extremely potent energy as well. Having a birthday today, and wow, yeah, having Saquon Barkley having a birthday today, and on Kazemi Day too. Wow, that's man, that is extremely powerful too, because his sun sign is literally right here next to Mercury too. Wow. Okay, so back to the chart. And yeah, it's just when I first started looking at this chart, I was like, Philadelphia is going to win this game. I think Philadelphia is actually going to win this game. I think they, because they're the underdog, like might surprise everybody. But then as I was thinking about it more, again, this Mercury Kazemi is just so potent and powerful. But who's going to be the beneficiary of it in regard to Patrick Mahomes, the Mercury one, and Jalen Hurts, the sun? Which is going to be more powerful? The moon being in Cancer today, Patrick Mahomes, his moon is in Cancer. So that's very, very powerful. Patrick Mahomes was born on a Sunday too, and it's just, as much as it pains me, because me personally, I would love Philadelphia to win if I had to pick between the two of them, but I just feel like the Kazemi of it all is going to be too potent and just too powerful. And I think it's going to the pendulum is going to swing more on Prince Patrick's side. And I have been wrong before. I could be wrong again. And also, that's why when we were talking about the timing, the Sun ruling Kansas City today, the game at 5:30, they're right in Kansas City's, they're right on their jugular. Basically, they are right there. Their game is right there. Their money is right there. But if you push it to about, 10 minutes past, then they almost sneak out of there. But I can't look away from it all. And again, with how potent Mercury Cazinis are, and with the history that Kansas City is already trying to make today, potentially, I just can't. I can't look past that now. It might come back to bite me because, again, there are good things for Philadelphia. Thank you, too, for William for letting me know it's Saquon Barkley's birthday today. Huge, powerful birthday. Jalen Hurts is a Leo, ruled by the sun, so the Kazemi affects everybody. And it's just, yeah, with the history part that could be made today with Kansas City, I just think that is going to be Patrick Mahomes' Kazemi moment. And, they could potentially have their parade, the completion, the celebration of it all on the full moon, which is on the 12th. So, with all of that being said, I am picking Kansas City to win today. I'm picking the point spread to be 2 to 8 points. So I'm going to write that down here. And I appreciate everybody's insight and the extra comments. I love hearing how, especially for people that are into astrology too, because you guys are here and I appreciate that. But it's really few and far between that other people that do a sports astrology too stop in. And I love it. I want more of it too. So I love hearing what the methods and the ways that other astrologers use too to make their predictions. I love it. I find it great. So yeah, let me write this down here. And again, this is kind of a first for me when it comes to Super Bowl predictions, because again, I am reading the chart a different way this year. This is again fourth Super Bowl prediction for me, or big game prediction. So the other three I've been doing the other way, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So got to take a chance every once in a while, and yeah, we'll see what goes down. So all right, back to the comments here. Cooper DeJean and Saquon Barkley have birthdays. Yeah, yeah. Mick Philly William mentioned that too earlier. I forgot about Cooper DeJean. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Somebody can correct me. DeJean. I would read that as, I guess. But so let's see. Are they turning 26 and 33? And add them. Oh, and that equals 59. Okay, and also, is it Super Bowl 59? I don't even know what number it is. Is it 59? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's cool. That's actually, numerology wise, that's really interesting. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And two, if Philadelphia does end up winning today, I think that proves too, for me as like an astrologer, that I'm just going to keep reading the charts like I was reading them before. But try something new and see how it pans out. Because again, for the last couple of weeks, I've just been doing like one chart a week, reading in the opposite way. And at least NBA wise, reading in the way that I'm reading the chart now, it has proved to be a lot more beneficial. And maybe that could just be for NBA too. Like, because I'm always learning. That's what's really great for me. Like, as an astrologer, I'm always learning something. And at the end, I can always go back and like check the chart, check the notes, see what I got right, see what I got wrong. And, as most of us know, the planets move in patterns. So you're just looking for that similar pattern. And you can use that in the future. So maybe too, it could be something as an astrologer for me to note that if I'm doing predictions, reading the NBA charts, for example, one way, but then reading the NFL charts the other way. So too, I'm always learning. So that's what's really great. But yeah, at least with NBA, I have found that giving the home team the ruler of the 7th house and the away team the ruler of the 1st house to be far more beneficial in the last like 3 weeks or so. And yeah, even last night when I pulled the Timberwolves chart. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out for the game today. And I did Minnesota at the Phoenix Suns that way too. And I had Minnesota winning by 6 points, and they ended up winning by 8. So pretty close. Anyways, So back to the comments here. Thanks everybody for listening. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I was surprised that you didn't stream another. Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to too, but I like outside streaming stuff. It's just my life has just been really really busy, and I started this different position at work, so it's been a lot more like on my plate every day at work. So I just got kind of tired, I guess, and I just didn't make it doing another game. But I did look at the charts of the games. I just didn't stream any. But yeah, I was kind of bummed too that I didn't. But I'm just like, I can only do so much. Hi, Bob. Kansas City wins by and too, that's funny. Oh, you guys saying hey, that's funny. And and that's another thing too. It's just yeah, all the things. All right. So anybody else have anything to add? Ooh, I like that. Very good. Very, very good. I'm gonna stop sharing here. But yeah, too, it'll be interesting to see what the actual kickoff time is for the game today, and to see how that might change things too, because like Clean Music Lover said earlier, I mean, in astrology, timing is just so important, and with this game too, like even like 10, 11, 12 minutes can make a huge difference, especially when it comes to this Kazemi that we have going on today. So and then the full moon coming up. But yeah, and I mean, we'll see what happens. I hope for everyone watching the game, I hope it's a good game. I hope it's competitive, and I think it will be. I think both of these teams, they're just like foaming at the mouth to get this victory. So may the best team win, I guess. May the best team that has the most help win. But yeah, we'll see what goes on, and yeah, we'll see. Again, me personally, if both teams could lose, that would be my preference. But if I have to pick one, me personally, I would love to see Philadelphia win. Like, I'm sick of Kansas City. I'm sick of them. They're annoying. Prince Patrick's annoying. I do like Andy Reid. I think he's a pretty good coach. He seems like a pretty decent dude, I guess, for how head coaches go. Seems to be kind of funny and obviously a proven winner. But and like the Travis Kelce of it all, like, dude, okay, we get it. Like, okay, it's a little much. Okay, it's a little much. So if Philadelphia can put a damper in that, hey, all the more power to them. And if Philadelphia does end up winning today, man, I'm sure they're already lubing those poles in Philadelphia, so people don't be climbing the poles down there and getting hurt. So hi Peter, how you doing? I don't do final scores anymore. I just do point spread with the astrology. I'm just trying to do that right now. Shoot, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm picking Kansas City to win by 2-8. I'm just looking at the chart here, the astrology chart. Part of me wants to say like 23-21 or something like that, but I feel like they're going to score more points than that. So maybe like 29, 28, like 30, 27, something like that. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, the answer you wanted. But I would say like in the high 20s, maybe. I don't know. These teams are so prone to scoring that not saying like the defense isn't going to be involved, but I don't know. I just think it's probably going to be at least in the 20s, don't you think? What does everybody else think? But yeah. Peter, if the Eagles have last possession, they will win. This is the key, folks. Oh man, yeah. And I guess for me, since I'm a Vikings fan, so there's history with these two teams, so I don't really care who wins. I mean, it could be like a lose-lose for me as a Vikings fan, but as an astrologer, I am very, very, very intrigued to see how this game plays out and what if it is going to be the final possession or something like that. And with The Eagles being co-ruled by Saturn and Uranus today. Saturn, when I've seen Saturn in game charts, when I've seen Saturn play a big role, it normally has played out with the game ends like when the time is expiring, there is either a team that is like kicking a field goal to try to win the game or like send it into overtime, or there's a team that is going for like the long bomb to the end zone to try to win. It always comes down to timing. Either a team wins because the other team ran out of time trying to win or trying to tie it up, or vice versa. But Saturn is like father time and karmic time. But that's how I've seen Saturn play out in other charts when Saturn has been very important. It's always a timing thing, like coming down to the wire. But yeah, hopefully it's a good game and hopefully it's exciting. And yeah, does anybody else want to put their final predictions in? What does everybody else thought? I think today too, throughout the chat here, I've actually seen more people picking the Eagles. And maybe that's just because there's more Eagles fans in the chat. I don't know. And I don't know either if it's part of like the Kansas City fatigue that's going around. I mean, I've been sick of them for the last couple of years. It's like, we're over it. And the thing is too, like if Kansas City does end up winning, it's like, fine, here, take your third victory, whatever, go celebrate, and then shut up and move out of the way. You made your history. Go on. Bye-bye now. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And for Kansas City, too, again, this is a personal part of me talking. Their name is so offensive. Their chant that the fans do is so offensive to me. It's terrible. Terrible. I have been saying for quite some time now that I think a really good name change for them could be the Kansas City Cryptids, but nobody will listen. So anyway, I don't like that either. But yeah, and if they do end up winning, fine. Take your 3 trophies, take your 3 rings, and get out of here, okay? Go back to Missouri, okay? And go celebrate with yourself. None of us care, okay? We're all over it. We're done. And then I could see if the Eagles win, making so many excuses, like coming for Kansas City, for Patrick Mahomes, and for Andy Reid. Like the excuses will just, come out of the woodwork there, so it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. But I hope everybody's got great snacks. Does anybody have any special snacks planned? Are you doing anything extra super special? Anything like that? And let me know. I might make some like nachos or something. I did grab ingredients to like make those. So might do that. I bought a huge bag of popcorn. I'll probably eat the whole entire bag in one sitting, but that's cool with me. I mean, it happens. And yeah, I'm just, I'll be watching and I will be looking at the chart a lot. And I have a feeling I'll probably be rolling my eyes quite a bit. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I got going on. And then too, just to touch on the Vikings here quick, Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer, Robert Redford, he ended up winning Coach of the Year. I mean, congratulations to Kevin O'Connell. That coddling got you a trophy, man. It sure did. So congratulations to Kevin O'Connell. That is quite an honor. And I'm kind of surprised, actually. I didn't watch the NFL honors, but I heard about it. And Josh Allen ended up winning MVP, so good for him. And yeah, all the little awards and whatnot. But yeah, Kevin O'Connell winning Coach of the Year. Like, okay. And the Sam Darnold speculation continues. That's my Darnie. I will say, kind of like I feel about Case Keenum, always support. And I have felt that the Sam Darnold situation is like a Case Keenum situation 2.0. So we'll see if Sam Darnold ends up back with the Vikings. But there's a lot of rumblings about Sam Darnold maybe going to Las Vegas to collide with Pete Carroll, the new head coach down there. And also this could correlate with when I forget the game where was it Vikings Lions? Is that what it was? But there was a game this past season where Tom Brady was chit chatting with old Sam Darnold over there, and Tom Brady's like part owner or whatever of the Raiders. So it also wouldn't surprise me if that speculation did end up being true, that Sam Darnold does go to Las Vegas and becomes a Raider. But as far as Sam Darnold goes, if he does end up back in Minnesota, hey, why not? I guess why not? And if he does go to Las Vegas, basically wherever he goes, I will support. Even though as a Vikings fan, those last two games with Sam Darnold, oh man, it was tough pill to swallow there. But I'll support, because those other games, you can't look past that. But when push comes to shove, he got shoved. And I think too, he was a little nervous there. Those last two games, like, man, just maybe weren't. Yeah, you thought you were ready, but it might have just been a little too big for you. But I support Sam Darnold, and if the Vikings do end up starting JJ, old John McCarthy, I hope it goes well. I support that the team moved on from Pizza Ranch Boy, because that was a long time coming. And Sam Darnold stepped it up. Didn't expect him to be in that position. Did great. Last two games, another story. As a Vikings fan, there's a little trepidation with putting all of, getting the cart before the horse per se, with starting old John when he's coming off of surgery, 2 surgeries, right? And he didn't really get to play. Well, he didn't get to play during the regular season of his rookie year. That's a lot on the young man's plate. Can he hang? Can he handle it? And then it sounds like potentially, too, if that is the case, that old Daniel Jones is going to be back. So another thing, too, with Daniel Jones is, like, of course, he's not, like, the worst quarterback. He definitely schooled the Vikings a couple of years ago. But other than that, what's he done? So we'll see. Anyway, we shall see. Peter, some magic. If you guys throw a tomato over a neighbor's house, Kansas City will lose. I don't have any tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes. I should like them. Like, I like salsa and stuff like that, or if they're like mixed in with something else. But yeah, maybe we should. What about salt? Will that work? Salt over the shoulder? But yeah, little magic. Yes, I love some magic. Why aren't you screaming screaming? Why are you screaming the game? Why aren't I streaming the game? I just not really feeling it, to be honest. Like, no, just not feeling it. Like, I don't like, it's cool or whatever. Like, I'm not feeling it. And also, to be honest, I have a really, really, really like big busy day at work tomorrow. So I have to be prepared for that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to do the prediction, of course, and talk about that. But as far as like the streaming goes, and like, again, if both of these teams could lose, that would be great. But I'm going to kick back and watch it with everybody else. So, but yeah, I don't mind you asking at all. So are you streaming the game? Are you planning on it? Is anybody here streaming the game? I will try to stop by. And I'm sure there's going to be some people streaming, maybe. So I'll definitely try to stop by on YouTube and say hi to everybody that could be streaming. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, I've been going for a little over an hour today. And anything else in my nerd notes? I will say this, though, too. Well, I already kind of did say it, but I was just going to say, if the Eagles do end up winning today, I think a lot of it will be Jalen Hurts, a lot of his like personal astrology. I didn't break that down, but I was looking at his chart. Like for Jalen Hurts, for example, he has Jupiter at 27 degrees of Pisces. The North Node, which is our destiny, the Dragon's Head, where we're trying to go, is currently in the later degrees of Pisces. So that bodes very, very well for Jalen Hurts. Not to mention that Jalen Hurts has Mars and Venus within a couple of degrees in Cancer of where the moon and Mars are today. So that's also extremely beneficial. for Jalen Hurts just specifically, because I'm just looking at his chart too. So I do think that he is personally going to have a very, very good game. And yeah, I mean, may the best team win, and I hope it's a good game. I hope everybody enjoys. Hope you have your favorite snacks and your favorite company. And if you're into it for like the commercials and the halftime entertainment, hopefully that's great too. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That's fine. It just sucks for me because I had 50 subs. I would stream as just it's just slow. Oh, like the stream itself? Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you want to stream the game, I say stream it. Stream it. If you stream, they will come. But yeah, I get it too. If you're like, okay, I'm just kind of sitting here by myself, like nobody's here. But I've been there too. We all got to start somewhere. So yeah, maybe you could utilize that would be a good way of utilizing the Mercury Kazemi today if you did want to stream the game. But yeah, I hear that too. Like sometimes you're like, well, I'm just sitting in here by myself. I don't know if anybody else is watching. So, but I think it's great. Congratulations on your channel, 50 subscribers. That's amazing. 100 will be next. And yeah, you're putting the work in, doing the videos. And one thing that I don't do enough, but which is probably why, I don't have more like subscribers and stuff. I mean, I don't know, but like consistency is key. Like, I don't stream and I don't post like consistently enough, but if you're posting consistently and putting up stuff consistently, people will find you, especially, if it's good and you know what you're talking about. So, and you like your subject, which you do. So that's great. It says because I do it on my phone, it says can't stream until, oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had 50. I don't know. That's probably right. Yeah, maybe you can't. I think because they did change the streaming rules. Maybe do you have to have 50 subscribers now to be able to stream it? I think it used to be like you had to have 100, I think was like the minimum. But yeah, that's a bummer if you can't live stream. Like, what the heck? You'd always go to Twitch too, because I stream on here, and then it like also goes on my Twitch channel, and I don't think there's any sort of limits or anything on Twitch if you wanted to try Twitch out and do like a Super Bowl stream or something over there, because that's all like live streaming. I mean, you do videos and stuff on Twitch too, but yeah, there's all these like restrictions and stuff, and I don't know what they are for YouTube anymore. Like, so, and I know like right now, I think it's like you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in a year to be like monetized, and you have to have like 1,000 subscribers and stuff like that. So consistency is key. And another thing with YouTube is like, from my own personal experience, it doesn't really seem to be like overnight success unless you have like a video that just does insanely well or like blows up or something. But yeah, so just keep putting the work in, do your thing. And yeah, just keep doing it if you love it. If it's work and you don't have fun with it anymore, then I would say, don't do it. But yeah, if you have fun with it, do your thing. So anyways, I think that's all I have for today, peeps. I'm just looking at my notes, but I think I got everything written down. I did touch on the Timberwolves last night a little bit because I did pull their chart. And yeah, we'll see if again, the big thing for me today, which is why I picked Kansas City, was, Mercury Kazemi, Patrick Mahomes. Mercury is a really dominant ruler for him. Mercury rules our hands. He has the potential to make history with his hands with the football. So we'll see what pans out, but I hope it's a good game. And then after this, it's going to be anybody's year because it'll all start over. So yeah. Anyways, Raymond, what do you got? Wish Sam all the best wherever he ends up going. Yeah, for sure. Well, Raymond, would you be happy if he came back to Minnesota, or would you be disappointed about that? Like, would you be, yay, he's back, if he did come back to Minnesota, even though it doesn't really sound like he is? But yeah, I like Sam Darnold. That's my Darnie, even though last 2 games, not that good. But hey, everybody has their flubs and their hiccups, so we'll see. And yeah, Kevin O'Connell winning Coach of the Year, so good for him. And he got the extension too. I don't think I've been on since that happened. I think, what was it, like maybe I was on. Maybe I did talk about that last time. And it's like 3 to 5 years or something. So he's gonna be here for a while. But yeah. Anyways, so Vikings fans, after tonight, it could be our year next year. We'll see. So yeah, I wish everybody a great game, a great day, a great week upcoming. And thanks so much for hanging out. Again, whether you're watching now, later, or whenever, I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate everybody's insights, their thoughts, their comments, and all that good stuff. And what else? Oh, yeah. Happy Mercury Kazemi. I hope it treats everybody well. May you have a great magical day today. And then happy full moon to everybody on the 12th, too. Again, full moons are completions, ending to prepare for the next new moon, which will be in about 2 weeks after that. So have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody. It's the big game. And two, just to go back to Mick's comment about Saquon and Cooper having birthdays and their age is equaling 59 and it's the big game 59. That is very, very intriguing to me. Very intriguing. That's very, very cool. So we'll have to see maybe how that plays out. So there's a lot of magic in store, I think, for both teams. So I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be exciting. And like I said, if they could both lose, for me personally, that would be preferable. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out. So again, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Just want to put that back in there. Thank you so much for joining. And again, the prediction that I made today, Kansas City winning by about 2 to 8 points. And yeah, we'll see how it pans out, and I'll check my work. And I'll let you guys know, or I'll try to, post the thumbnail a couple days ahead for my next one, whenever that may be. But again, this is a very long-winded Minnesota goodbye like that I often do. But I appreciate everybody. Enjoy the game. If you're not watching, enjoy your Sunday. And regardless, whether you're watching or not, hope you have a great Sunday, great start to your week. Happy Mercury Kazemi. Happy full moon on the 12th. And everybody take care, okay? All right. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate